Welcome back to Ruth and Ruby. Today's projects are all about Roycycled decoupage paper. Some of these projects that I'm showing you here are not necessarily going to be in this particular video, but they have been done on some Facebook Lives. So be sure to go follow me over there and see what we've been up to. Okay, so this first project is a terracotta flower pot that I have sealed inside and out with Dixie Belle Gator Hide. That is going to lock in and out the moisture so that when I put my paper on here, water's not going to seep through and it cause it to lift. So I've gave it a good coat of Dixie Belle fluff, and now I'm going to cut out my design with a paintbrush and water. So as you can see, I'm just going through, just going around and deciding where I want it, and then I rip it. The reason that I do it this way instead of cutting it is because it gives it a more seamless look when you put it on your project. So you're not going to see that harsh line. So I'm just cutting out with my little water technique and applying it with my DIY liquid patina. You guys know that is my favorite decoupage medium, and I'm just layering it and hearing different pieces of the paper and even overlapping them so that way it looks completely seamless when all is said and done. And then I'm just, whenever there's a little hole, I'm taking a tiny little piece and putting it in that hole, and it just comes together so perfectly, and you can't even tell that I ripped it apart and put it back together. But that gave it the best cohesive look, and it just turned out beautiful.
I want to be silly, baby, dance the night away. I'll kick my shoes off if I want.
I want to thank today's sponsor, BenQ, for sending me this awesome reading lamp. So yes, while it is a reading lamp and we can use it for that, as you can see here, where I took a little break and decided to read a little bit of one of our new daily devotionals for moms. I will leave that link below. Okay, so check out this base. You can see by my face how impressed I was with this thing. It is so sturdy, and it's heavy enough to be solid, but not so heavy that it's cumbersome to move. I've had a lot of trouble with tripods tipping over the years, so I feel confident that this thing is not going to tip over when I'm working on a project and end up in paint or something crazy. So let's see how this thing is going to help you as a maker. Okay, so this fancy little circle piece here, that will turn it on and change the color, because you've got a bright white and you've got a warmer white. So the knob on the top will also change the dimming feature. So here you can see this is just regular light. I've got some shadows going on and things like that. Oop, let there be light. You see the difference and how it just brightens up my area, my work area, and brightens up my project so that I can see so much. Okay, so now that I've given my little box a good coat of white, we're going to pick a piece of decoupage paper to go on top. Okay, I have decided on this little bird from the bird catalog paper. I will leave all of this stuff linked down below for you. So this one little portion is going to go on the top of my box and really transform it and level it up. So again, what I want you to know about decoupage paper is from a $6.95 piece of paper, you can get so many different projects. You saw the number of pieces on that one piece of paper. So it is an incredible value. And when I put it on this box, watch, you cannot even tell it is paper. So again, I'm using my liquid patina here. I will leave that linked for you below. If you have not tried it, I urge you to try it and compare it to Mod Podge. It is just such a different product to work with, and you're going to really love it. So I have put it on there, and now I'm covering my box in DIY paint, Apothecary. Okay, you guys, and I'm so sorry. I sold this box before I got a staged photo of it. I thought I had a photo of it, but apparently I did not. So here's your staged photo of this beautiful little box. But that's another thing I need you to know is look how quickly this beautiful box sold with just a very quick, inexpensive update. All right, next up is this cute little box. I'm assuming this probably maybe had wine in it or something before, but we're gonna jazz this up and make it something totally different. So I am using some Dixie Belle sawmill gravy right here and spritzing it with my mister bottle because I want more of a whitewash. I don't want solid coverage, so I spritz it with the mister bottle and wipe it back with the blue shop towel so that I can still see that wood grain, but I'm getting just a little bit of a different color. And the top I gave full solid coverage because we are going to cover that with the paper, and we don't want that little leafy type design coming through. So this paper is called Roycycled Grunge Numbers, and I love this because it is a product that can help us to make something look more masculine, because boy products, man products, those sometimes are more difficult to come up with. So that's why I love this paper. So you'll see here when we finish this what my goal was, what I had in mind. I'm trying to think ahead to like Father's Day and things like that, boy graduation, that kind of thing. So this box is going to turn out so cute and be the perfect little gift box for a guy. All right, we're going to take some 220 grit sandpaper and go around the edges, and that's going to give us that nice clean edge all the way around. Okay, here's my pro tip for you. If you are getting some wrinkles with your decoupage paper, line your project with some parchment paper and put a hot iron on it. Now, I absolutely love this little Cricut mini press or hot iron on your project lined with parchment paper. If you do not put the parchment paper on there, the ink from the paper will get on your iron. So that's why we line it, and then boom, no wrinkles. They are all smoothed out, and you cannot even tell that this is paper. I want to add some hardware on this to make the little top piece easier to slide in and out. So I'll link these for you below. I just bought them on Amazon. They're like a little card catalog pull. And to finish this off, I'm going to coat this entire box in Dixie Belle Big Mama's Butter and flannel. So not only is that going to make it smell amazing, it's going to allow that piece that glides in and out of the groove to slide a little easier, because wood tends to swell. So we're going to make it a little easier to slide in and out. What do you guys think of the finished project? Let me know down below. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time? Doesn't sound like... All right, we're going to mix up some milk paint. This is Sweet Pickins milk paint in creamy, and I put just a little bit of hot water in there, and I'm mixing it up with my fork. Now, this is still going to be just a little bit chunky. If you do not want it to be chunky, if you want it to be smooth, use one of those little immersion blenders. You see there, I've got just a few chunks, and that's okay, because I want this piece to be really chippy, and the chunks are going to, when I sand them off, they're going to help just like, take a little bit out. And so these are going to be really distressed. And I'm going to take my heat gun here while it's still wet, and you can see I'm forcing some crackle, because like I said, I want these to be really distressed. I want this paint to look like it has been on this little candlestick leg for years and years and weathered and worn. So while it's wet, take your heat gun and hold it on there, and it's going to dry it and crack it. Then I'm going to take my sandpaper, and you can see I didn't even worry about necessarily full coverage there, because I want this thing to just look old and grungy. So I'm sanding off a little bit of my paint there. Now you can see here I'm taking my mister bottle, and I am spritzing this because I want just a little bit more crackle and a little bit more chip. So I'm giving this a mist, and I'm going to let it just sit and air dry, because that reactivation is going to allow that paint to lift back off of the product and give me a little bit more crackle and a little more chip. Now I'm using Sweetie Jane here on this one. So I forgot to tell you guys too, this is just an old table leg that we could not salvage the table, so we decided to cut off the legs and salvage those. So I'm doing the same thing here with my heat gun to give some forced crackle and chip, and we're going to add these little wood pieces that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I just stained those with Dixie Belle Golden Ash. That's what I used, Golden Ash. So you can see here what the finished product looks like, and see a little sneaky peeky there of some candles. If you follow me on Facebook, you might know this, but we are starting Ruth and Ruby Candle Company, and that one there is called Dark Mountain Rose, and that is going to be our signature scent. You cannot get that one anywhere else. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I hope you enjoyed these projects, and be sure to check out ruthandruby.com for all of your paint and product needs, and we'll see you next time.